What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 13, and we're starting today's episode off by giving Marco Ryan Talla, our Scout Future Star, some training. Yes, I didn't realise this, but I've been reading the comments, and you guys let me know that you can train your youth players this year in the training feature. How cool is that? So, really pleased about that. Marco Ryan Talla is going to get some training alongside Loftus-Cheek, and that is awesome to see, because I was very disappointed it's very low overall when we got him from the catalogue, but hopefully with some training, he'll grow some ratings and look a little bit better. Still, for the first game of today's episode here with Watford, we take on Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge on the Boxing Day fixture, if you will, here in the Premier League away at Stamford Bridge. But coming into this game, I mean, just check this out. Look at the team lineups for both sides here.
Here's the Chelsea lineup. Thibaut Courtois starts in goal. Eden Hazard starts. He was man of the match in his last game. Loic Remy is the main striker today. Here's Watford, and this is how they're going to line up. Jack Butland starts in goal. Nathan Ake starts, despite looking shaky in recent games. And just one out-and-out attacker in the lineup.
So because of the game against Spurs 2 days later, I saw that as a winnable fixture, and this one as one we'd probably certainly lose. So I decided to rest a ton of players, basically not concede defeat to Chelsea, but basically just say, I can't see us getting much from this game, so I'll rest my entire team. And Mourinho did pretty much the same thing. There were a couple of first team players out there like Eden Hazard and Courtois in goal, but both teams fielded weakened sides for this game here on Boxing Day. I mean, if this was real life, I'm pretty sure myself and Mourinho would be getting a fine from the FA, because this was absolutely ridiculous. Coming into this game, I thought Chelsea would have their strongest lineup out there, and we would just get battered with this, not a reserve side, but a weakened side, if you will. But Chelsea rested players, we rested players, and the game finished as a goalless draw at Stamford Bridge. One of the worst games of the season so far. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know this year's FIFA, it's a really slow-paced game and everything, and there's not as many chances as there used to be, but seriously, I rested my team. I didn't expect Mourinho to do the same thing, but he did. I mean, this is the Barclays Premier League, a Boxing Day fixture. Both teams should be really, going for this win in this game. We both rested our players, and it finished as a 0-0 draw. One of the worst games of the season. I mean, I just thought that was so funny. Seriously, I was coming into the game and I thought, right, that's it. I know, some of my subscribers watching this series may not like this, but I'm thinking about the bigger picture. We've got a game against Spurs in 2 days' time at Vicarage Road. We're unbeaten at home. We could possibly get a big win in this game. I'd rather rest the players and keep them all fit for that game. And, it turns out Chelsea rested their players as well. So in that game, we just played for possession and we got ourselves a goalless draw away at Stamford Bridge. That was absolutely ridiculous. It really was. But, I mean, the thing is, I don't know why Chelsea rested their players. I mean, the reason I did it is because I saw this as a winnable fixture. But, I don't know why Chelsea rested all their players coming into this game against Watford, considering the fact that we've actually been playing really good football this season. I thought we would have played a few more first team players out there. Still, we do take on Spurs, 42nd game of today's episode. That first one went by very quickly indeed, didn't it? We're taking on Spurs, 42nd game of today's episode here. Desperate to make sure we would at least get a point from this game after resting all the players against Chelsea on Boxing Day's fixture. Still, the first chance fell to Spurs, and then Troy Deeney ended up hitting the post in the 29th minute. Very unlucky there from our skipper, and eventually Vorm catches the follow-up header. So still 0-0, and a good chance here for Spurs to open the scoring 9 minutes before the break as Kieran Trippier gets on the ball, gives it to Nabil Bentaleb, finds Alex Pritchard. Pritchard picks out Ryan Mason, but Mason can't hit the target, and the shot goes behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0 in this game. We then got a goal decision system for Deeney's shot, which I don't really think we needed, to be honest. It was pretty obvious the ball didn't cross the line, but either way we got one, and there you go. So still 0-0 as things stood. One of the final chances of the half would fall here to Spurs in the 44th minute, as Lamela goes to a goal from this free kick, but he goes harmlessly behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0, and one of the very final chances of the half would once again fall to Spurs on the 45th minute mark as the striker comes forward and shoots, but Jack Butler makes a good save, and eventually we get the ball away. So still goalless as things stood. That was the score at half-time, 0-0. Spurs were playing slightly better than us, but both sides were a little bit balanced in the game as things stood, but it was still 0-0. 12 minutes after the restart, though, another good chance for Spurs. They get on the ball and find Harry Kane through Christian Eriksen. Kane holds the ball up here, takes it around his man and goes for goal, but once again Jack Butland is in good form and keeps it at 0-0. So another good stop by Butland there, desperate to make it back-to-back clean sheets, and it is still 0-0. And from the corner it's crossed into the centre. The header is won by Toby Alderweireld, who puts it wide of the post and behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0 in this game. And in the 68th minute we would break the deadlock and make it Watford 1, Spurs 0. What a header this was by, well, you know who it is, don't you? It's Ruben Loftus-Cheek with another goal for Watford to make it Watford 1, Spurs 0, and get Vicarage Road rocking. Absolutely fantastic header by the Chelsea loanee, and he does open the scoring here at Vicarage Road. Great corner from Bertrand Traore. Wonderful header by Loftus-Cheek though. It is right into the top corner. There is nothing that the Dutch goalkeeper Michel Vorm can do anything about this one. Really, really good header right into the top corner. No chance for the former Swansea man, and it's Watford 1, Spurs 0. So great header by Loftus-Cheek, and this season, man, like, I know I keep talking him up, I know I keep bigging him up, but to be honest, when you're a central midfielder and you're still a teenager and this is your breakthrough year, you're not even half the way through the season and you've scored 7 goals in the Premier League for a club you're on loan at, and your starting overall is, his starting overall was quite low. I mean, what else can I do but praise this guy at every single opportunity? He's been absolutely fantastic to start this season off with, and he does make sure we win this game as well and finish up with a Watford 1, Spurs 0 scoreline. So it's our first big win of the series, our first win against a top 7 side in the series, so really, really pleased with that. It was a tough game. I think Spurs on another day could have won the game, not just lost it. I think a draw would have been a fair result in all honesty, but I'll definitely take the win regardless, and that means from those 3 big games, Liverpool, Chelsea and Spurs, we take 5 points and 0 defeats. That is absolutely fantastic. I was targeting at least 2 points from that, but instead getting 5, I think is absolutely fantastic, and I'm really, really pleased with how we ended the first half of the season. Still, we have now ended the first half of the season. 19 games have been played in the Premier League, and as you can see, we have now entered January, which is fantastic because it does mean that the January transfer window is now open, which is brilliant because everyone likes the transfer window. And also a question for you guys here as I'm showing the monthly squad report: what stage are you at in your career mode right now? FIFA 16 has been out for over a week now, obviously. How far have you got into your career mode? Let me know in the comment section down below. Of course, we're in January in the first season, but I've read tweets and comments from some of you guys that have been telling me that you're like 3 seasons down the line already, which is crazy. So let me know in the comment section how far you are into your career mode right now. I thought I was getting on quite quickly, but obviously not. But yeah, let me know in the comment section how far you guys are into your career modes right now and how you are currently doing. Still, look at the squad reports. We have indeed entered January. You can see how the players are currently getting on. Some good progression for certain players. Obviously, the most notable one is Ruben Loftus-Cheek. The training feature really is helping with him. And also as well, guys, I do apologise for this, but I literally just realised I had to stop the commentary there. I forgot to show the league table for January, so really, really sorry about that. As you guys know, I show the league table and the squad report at the start of every single calendar month. Totally forgot to record the league table, so really do apologise for that. I am sorry. But in the next episode, what I'll do at the end of the episode is show you where we are right now, and that'll be 21 league games played, I think, in the next episode, at the end of the next episode. But yeah, sorry about that. I do apologise. That is my fault and my mistake. But still, taking on Notts County for the third and final game of today's episode here in the FA Cup away from home. Obviously, in the Capital One Cup, we are into the semi-finals, so really, really pleased with that, which means the FA Cup, the FA Cup is, of course, considered way more important than the Capital One Cup. We all know that, but coming into the FA Cup, I decided to rest the entire team because the Capital One Cup, I would say, is probably a more realistic trophy that we could possibly win this season, so I decided to rest the entire team. Also gave my Lithuanian goalkeeper a debut as well, as I have read a couple of comments from you guys saying please do play him, as I know I have a couple of Lithuanian fans. Still, taking on Notts County for the third game of today's episode here, and how about this for our first goal of the game? Igalo gets his first goal of the season. I've said before, I'm not liking how he's playing in the game. In real life, he's doing very, very well. I know that, Watford fans, but in the game, he's not doing the job for me. But to get his first goal of the season, I mean, it could not have been easier. What a howler by Roy Carroll, of all goalkeepers, the Northern Ireland goalkeeper, formerly of Manchester United at one point as well. Roy Carroll with an absolute howler gives us a goal and makes it Notts County 0, Watford 1. On the stroke of half time, a good chance for the home side to equalise though, as Hewitt gets on the ball for them, plays it inside, nice little 1-2, and the shot comes in, but it's just off target and behind for a goal kick. So still Notts County 0, Watford 1. At half time though, look at these stats. Notts County, the lower league side, had 67% possession against the Premier League side Watford. 67% possession. I mean, this year, like, seriously, I know the AI has always prioritised possession over most things in career mode on Legendary, but it's still ridiculous, man. 67% possession. But anyway, they can have the ball as much as they want, but we know this for a fact. We've already put the ball in their back of the net once in this game, and we knew we would possibly get it for a second time as well, and that's exactly what we did. Igalo gets his second goal of the season and his second goal of the game as well. We cut inside here and take a shot. Roy Carroll doesn't really deal with it very well. Pretty poor goalkeeping from Carroll for both goals, really, and Igalo gets his second second goal of the game. So I thought it was kind of funny how he hasn't scored a goal all season, and both of the goals he scored in this game for his first goals of the season could not have been easier. But still, Notts County 0, Watford 2 was the score. In the 77th minute, we could have made it 3-0 here and sealed the game up. Lewis goes forward to shoot, hits it into the side netting and behind for a goal kick. But it was how the game would finish. Final score, Notts County 0, Watford 2. We are through to the next round of the FA Cup. We rested the entire team. I thought we'd still get through. We did, and I'm really delighted with that. Obviously, the Capital One Cup will be more of a focus this year as we are into the semi-finals now, but either way, still good to make sure we don't have a surprise early exit, and we do have our name in the hat for the next round. That does end the episode though, guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode of Career Mode, then please do leave a like, so it's much appreciated, and of course it really does help my channel out, but of course you don't have to leave a like if you don't want to, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon. Oh, we could have a double upload tomorrow as well. Forgot to mention that. Double upload tomorrow, possibly if we get enough likes. Yeah, let's do it.